Now, y'all know I'm a big supporter of definitely the men getting their passports. And if they cannot find a relationship here in America, because America is a interesting country, that's to say the least. If they want more a traditional family values and going to places where that is king, then your passport allows you to do that. But then you have some men that try to say that's what they want to do, and they're actually traveling outside the country to go trick. They're not looking for a wife. They're not looking for a family. They just want cheaper access to pros. And you know what I'm talking about out there on the street, on the blade. Well, you have this one man that went down there to Brazil. And let's get into this story. So authorities in Brazil have identified a female suspect in connection with the death of a black entrepreneur. And he was actually Jamaican, letting you know, from Minneapolis. Not that it mattered, but we just want to make sure we give the context of the story. It's he became the victim of a tourist scam during a business and vacation trip to Brazil earlier this month. Now, a Leticia Clara Bento da Silva, 23 years old, was identified by Brazil's civil police as one of the suspects in the so-called Goodnight Cinderella scheme that targeted the 43-year-old American tourist in Copacabana on August the 8th. Let's say the scheme involved drugging the unexpected man and taking his money and belongings. Now, the second suspect has not been identified, but police have obtained photographs of her from surveillance footage, according to local news reports. Now, the victim, Dwayne Morris, he was the president and founder of Blue Waters Consulting and the Seoul Community Development Corporation. Police said the American citizen met with foul play inside a rented apartment on Rua Barros de Carvalho just one day after he arrived. Police said he was lured by two attractive young women. This is what the police are saying. Who then drugged Morris and his companion in an attempt to rob them. After being drugged, Morris reportedly convulsed and foamed at the mouth. He was dead by the time the police arrived. Now, the condition of the surviving victim was not reported. Da Silva and the unidentified accomplice befriended Morris in Lapa before he was double-crossed, according to the Capitol Homicide Police. Authorities said that Da Silva immediately fled the area, prompting an intensive search for her and the second suspect. Police revealed that Da Silva was already a suspect in several cases involving drug-induced thefts. But in the case of Morris, she was charged with murder. As officials reacted, Morris's movements, they uncovered surveillance footage that captured his fateful encounter with the pair of suspects. They did not disclose the details of how he met the women or what they may have discussed. Now, in the statement, the U.S. consulate in Rio de Janeiro confirmed Morris's death. He said, "We offer our sincerest condolences to the family and for their loss and stand ready to provide consular assistance." We are closely monitoring local authorities' investigations regarding the cause of death. Out of respect for the family during a difficult time, we have no further comment. Now, he's a father of one and was a graduate of Southwest Minnesota State University and oversaw a $14 million business portfolio. We also offer his expertise in financial consulting. Before college, Morris attended the Roosevelt High School in Minneapolis, and he maintained deep connections with people in his hometown. Initially, friends and relatives were mystified over what happened to Morris, given that he had just been in the country for less than 24 hours before he was found deceased. It took several days of investigation before police connected the women to Morris. But here's the twist. Jason, roll that clip.
It's a fun partner to have.
Tamitha Richmond says her life partner, Dwayne Morris, made everyone he met feel as if they were his best friend.
He has a way about himself where everybody believes they're the most special person. So when he's interacting with them, in this last week, the amount of people that told me they're Dwayne's best friend, or they're a brother to them or a sister to him, and don't actually have that blood relationship. And that's really about how he showed up in his relationships.
Yeah, that was his wife. Now, we know the scheme and scam those women play down there, and these are women on the blade. We know this. These guys leave America, they go down there to Colombia, Brazil, they out in the area where we looking for on the blade, right? And he met these women, and listen what he said. It went back to his rented apartment. Now, you a doggone married man. what are you doing having any women in your rented apartment? What are they doing there? Well, let's say if somebody would say, well, what if his partner brought him back? Some randoms? Let's go there. Some randoms? That's what I want to say, some randoms. You a 43-year-old man, you usually know the game a little bit more. Like, you don't bring a random to your place on a good day. You don't even bring a random man that you just met on the street. Say, hey, man, you can go chill at the crib. No, that's first and foremost. They usually get these a lot of times those women get those men because they out there tricking. It's the bottom line. So it's safe to say, maybe safe to say, I'm not going 200%. His wife say, well, he just got out there. How did he pass away? He met up with them women. Those women, 23 years old, they have nothing to do with business. Come on. The business that he was in, maybe the women was in their 40s. Maybe it'll make more sense. But you're not going to be meeting no women certain times of day or night. And especially like me, when I travel, I'm a married man. Nobody even know where I'm staying. You're definitely not going nowhere near my room. That's just not happening. You are not going near my room. The only one going to be in my room is me, myself, and I. And God. That's the only one going to be in my room. Period. Ain't no married man have no reason to be bringing no women back to his rented apartment or nowhere. If it's a business meeting, you can meet at a restaurant. You can meet at a place of business. Nobody need to come back to your crib. Come on now. Because, you do have some married men that travel and they like to trick because they say, well, I'm out of the country, so nobody, won't see nothing. But, hey, it'll catch up with you. Now, this guy, they're going to do a memorial service for him in Minnesota, but they're going to fly his body back to Jamaica so he can be buried on his land in Jamaica. 43 years old, lost his life to young women that's young enough to be his daughter, 23 years old, okay? Lost his life to that. My thing is this. Let's say if he's not married and he wasn't married. Stop tricking. Stop the tricking. You don't have to trick. Your American dollar can get you in places in those countries that you wouldn't have. Listen, I seen some comments. People said, oh, no, he was down there tricking. Because they had somebody from Brazil say, I know that area, and that's where all the females at on the blade at. That's exactly where I know where he was at. And I say, yep, that's what I thought too before I even read that comment with somebody from Brazil talking about the story. Because they saw the whole story on there. He was down there tricking. And he had a whole wife in Minnesota somewhere. Interesting wife with septum rings and all that. But hey, do you? But he had a whole wife at home. He could have did whatever he wanted to do with his wife at home. He had to go down there tricking. Well, let that be a lesson learned. Stop tricking. These women see you as a lick. They don't like you like that. You're going to deal with a woman, deal with a decent woman, a real woman, a woman not on the blade. Like, my Lord. I mean, if you're dealing with women on the blade, what you traveling for? You might well deal with that right here in the United States. I don't know. I just think tricking is lame, bro. I think it's lame. It is so lame to do that. You paying a woman for that. Paying her for what? Man, please. If you as a man can't attract a woman enough just on you and you got to pay for it. But that's the risk you take, some of y'all. So stop tricking. Stop traveling and tricking. Stop. Because it may be your last time flying out this country because they don't know how much drug to give you. They just give you enough to put you out so they can rob you. They don't care what happened. And they say that girl was responsible for this happening to a lot of people. Now they know who she is and got caught. But at this man's expense, don't lose your life to tricking, fellas. Don't. You can travel to a different country. You can meet a decent woman. You can, have friends and all that stuff over there. You can. But the decent women, not on the blade, though. The decent women get up and go to work every day. The decent women got careers. The decent women got businesses. They over there. If that's what if you want to meet a Brazilian woman or a Colombian woman, they're there. But they're not going to be in the spots where everybody's selling themselves at. It's just that simple. And if they're not selling themselves, they got pimps that's trying to set y'all up too to rob y'all. Y'all are crazy for doing some. don't lose your life, fellas. Only thing I'm saying, but hey, it's your choice. If you want to live on the edge like that to Trick, then you get what's coming.